Yama you mob, welcome to First Things First. I'm Matty Mills, my pronouns are he and him.
And I'm Brooke Blurt and my pronouns are she and her. Before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land in which we record, and for me, that's the Eora people of the Eora Nation.
And for me, that's the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Well, we were just talking earlier about maybe revamping our intro.
Yeah.
What do you think we should say? Like, let's have a little workshop live in studio here right now.
Well, I guess it comes back to why we started this podcast. And I think First Things First was a rebrand to set the record straight. And I think, you know, our intro is like, yeah, you may know me from ABC or DYs.
All right, what do you think people know you from? Give us a spill.
I honestly, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, The Challenge.
Yeah.
They might know me from my youth work. They might know me from a speaking event. I don't fucking know. Honestly, there are so many worlds that I'm entering into. They might know me just from going to the same coffee shop. Fuck knows.
I think the intro is, hi, welcome to First Things First. You think you know me, but let's get things straight.
But you don't.
You don't. Take a listen.
Yeah, like how do we hook, line and, you know, grab people in? But I mean, if you've been a loyal listener from the get-go, you know that a lot of things have changed, but we haven't changed. We've probably grown, but we're still the same people when we started the pod. And I think, you know, what we want to set the record straight in certain things is what we've learned, like what we're learning and what we want to unpack. Like that's the whole point. My intro would be, what's yours?
Welcome to First Things First. You might know me as Brooke Blurton's co-host and friend.
Shut up. Whatever. I can list off of things. NITV presenter, fucking hot body yada yada.
I mean, look.
Getaway host, getaway.
Yeah. I mean, look, I haven't done Getaway in a little while. I'm feeling like that needs to just like drift off into the distance. But I'm having a really good meeting next week with Channel 9. So I felt like I was going to let Getaway go. And now I'm meeting with like the big wigs over at 9 to figure out some presenting opportunities with the network. So I'm like, okay. They want me back.
Oh my God. Actually talking about, I guess, you know, moving into different spaces and growth and like, you know, all of it. I had a sudden revelation, right, of the theory of things in sevens. So 7 years, like every 7 years, like you shift and you change and you're kind of completely different person. You can be a different person after a year. Like it doesn't really matter. But there's a thing about sevens and I was reflecting and I was like, wow, yeah, actually when I think about it, every 7 years I've had huge pivotal moments or I've reflected back to those times and I'm like, yeah, I was a complete different person to like that person 7 years before that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
is this a thing? Like
7 years is a long time. If you don't change, I'd be a little bit concerned.
Well, 100%. But it's like you move into like, honestly, like not quoting Sierra, but I literally feel like I'm leveling up. Level up. 1 2 step backwards.
Yeah.
No, I'm leveling up every.
Good.
Well, you would hope so. Like I think I'm leveling up every fucking week after therapy, but I just think like I'm into this now. This next 7 year era is what I'm focused on. Is that, you know, it's like 7, 14, 21, you know, 28. So 28 was a cutoff for me, and I'm 29, so I'm in this like you know, this 29 era into my 30s. But like
you're in your Saturn return.
I'm in my Saturn return. I don't know if people believe in Saturn return, but there is something in it that I do innately believe in because it's like
I believe in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you come to yourself, and then people always say like when you kind of get around 30, like you're well assured of yourself, right? You know what you want. You'd hope so. I mean, or you're on the way of figuring that out. Who knows? I don't know. I think my friend started a podcast called Figuring Out 30 because it's such a like unique experience. People put so much pressure on that number particularly or that age particularly. Like, so it's like,
what did you want by 30?
Good fucking question. Good
because
question.
I feel like
what
for
did
me,
you want?
Well, I imagined that a success for me was like, this is how when I was a young person, I imagined that success was going to happen for me quite young, and
Okay.
it didn't quite happen how I imagined it. But like, I feel like I'm on my way, and I always thought that things would happen for me in the younger parts of my life. Like I'm talking like early 20s,
Okay.
and I didn't really, I suppose, like consider the stepping stones towards success. I just thought it was going to happen, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so it's been a journey, and there's been, step by step, and the trajectory hasn't been as steep as I'd like, but it is on its way up. And I feel like I have appreciated the slow burn of success a little bit more than I thought I would. So I thought I would have a lot more success than I have by this age, but that doesn't deter me from like continuing to like push forward for what I want,
Yeah.
because I feel like when I was younger, I thought 30 was a long way away.
We are entering into dangerous territory, which I like to call Gemini season.
Gemini season. Oh, I am fully equipped.
I'm
and
not ready. No, I'm not ready. Nah.
Well, I am ready. I am ready. Like, for real. But
I'm literally just imagining these fucking Gemini maniacs.
Yeah.
I
Trust
love
me.
you. I love you. But
I'm such a Gemini as well. Like, I mean, I feel like I either am really nice or
two-faced.
yeah, trust me, I can be, and I'm happy to admit it. I can be nice 1 minute and then an absolute.
Yeah, there is a queer person,
next.
to be fair. Like, not to overgeneralize, but like, there are great queer people out there. But I just generally think like there is this little muscle that we have that's like, I say myself, like, it's like,
Yeah.
I like to flex it sometimes.
Yeah.
A little judgment muscle, like a little.
I just feel like I'm like spot on Gemini, because like I'm either really nice and kind and I really love you, but if you cross me like the like harshly, then I go to the other end and I'm like, no.
Fuck you. Yeah.
But I'm not a I'm more indifferent. Like, I see through you. It's like, I don't care. But
For sure. I can
but
see that.
yeah. Like I'm definitely like a Gemini's Gemini. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I mean, this is how I was born. So what am I going to do? Change to be a Taurus?
True as God.
Can't.
I know. I mean, I do love Taurus man.
Do you? Oh, my ex
Yeah.
was a Taurus.
I do love him.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
He's stubborn. He was stubborn.
Yes, that's our worst trait as earth signs, I think, have a common trait of being a little bit more stubborn.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know. I feel like it is Gemini season. I'm ready to I don't know, like let my Gemini out.
Yeah. Well, okay, so going into, I guess, the characteristics of Gemini, and then I guess, why we're so drawn to people, and then we sort of categorize them into star signs, and we don't mean to box them, but I think we're always trying to look for answers or validation of why a person is the way that they are, right? Like, I know that I'm what they would describe as a triple Capricorn, and my friends.
Do you remember when we first started this podcast and I said to you, what the fuck is a triple Capricorn?
100%. So and we haven't come back to that ever, I don't think, in like. Yeah, we haven't. This is
What is it?
holy fuck.
What is the sign of a Capricorn? Is it like a horse? I'm thinking of Mr. Tumnus.
No, we're goats. So greatest of all time. Duh.
You're a goat. Oh, goat. Oh.
I'm a goat.
Why did I picture Mr. Tumnus? Like
Don't
half
know.
half human and what are they called? Fawns.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking Lord of the Rings shit. I'm going down big rabbit hole. So you have your normal sign. It's just literally reminding me of you, even Dobby in the sock.
Yeah.
Dobby. Master wants his sock back.
Master wants his sock. No.
My fucking Gumtree date. Fuck, that was so funny.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
That's one of our best episodes, I swear.
Oh, the Gumtree date, yes.
That's fucking hilarious.
He wants his sock back.
Oh my God, you kill me.
Okay.
No, it's fucking funny. So you have your normal sign, and then you have your sun and moon rising. So pretty much like there's this app that places. So you put your birthday, your where you were born and what time, and it places and it kind of determines where the sun and where the moon was in that time. So, and that kind of then gives you like these characteristics. And my recent homework was from my therapist was to look at my previous relationships and then look at like pattern characteristics that I look for in a person. And I was starting to do the work, and I sort of unpacked that this morning. And it was just such a heavy session, but it was actually so valuable because it's like how it's actually then made me reflect how I see myself rather than what I see in others, and how much I need to feel seen and I need to feel validated in ways in relationships. And I guess like being a triple Capricorn per se also helps me feel validated in a way as well, because the traits that a Capricorn carries, like I identify with them. Like it's not just because they're written down on a piece of paper. Like I will look at those different traits, like driven. I'm partly stubborn, yes. Motivated, and also like, you know, it has a bit more deeper meaning where I don't let people in as lightly. Like, you know, there's hesitation, you know, and it's quite spot on and it's quite specific. And I don't know if you've ever really done a lot more work into what a Gemini and what you
I haven't, but what I want to do right now is look up what is my Gemini message for today, okay?
Okay.
So Gemini message today.
So your horoscope.
All right, so I'm going to read out my horoscope for today. Okay. Is there some material need weighing on your spirit right now, Gemini? If you can't see how to solve the problem alone, why not discuss it with your friends? They may have some ideas. Today, the word impossible has been banished from the English language. Take advantage of the opportunity to look for solutions in unlikely places. Oh, that's cryptic as fuck. This is why I don't do this shit. I'm so over that already. Like, tell me what I need to hear. Don't go around this whole like woo-woo witchy shit. Like the word impossible is banished from the English language. No, it isn't.
I think you need to download CoStar, and I think it'd be so much more like specific
I would,
to you.
but my mum doesn't know when I was born.
Don't.
No, for real. I asked her. She was like,
Call the hospital. Call the hospital.
do you think?
Yeah, 100%. You might have to do a Freedom of Information form, but call the hospital.
Wow. So the hospital can tell you what time you were born?
Yes, they can look at your records, darling. But you have to do a form because you obviously have to prove that you are. And you're like, you know, why? I've done this. I've done all my child protection records. Like,
when were you born?
5:55 in the morning.
Oh my God, why the fuck did this number just come into my mind? When I asked you, when were you born, the first thing that popped into mind was 6 a.m.
Really?
I swear on your life.
555, but close
6 a.m.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Apparently I would have been born on New Year's Eve, but my mum was in labour for 5 hours. But this is the hardest thing. Like I've never been able to actually ask her about. I don't know what my mum's labour was like with me. I have no idea. Like there's gaps are missing, and that's.
I have a feeling you were breached. You come out with your bum first. Come out farting.
Booty hole first, eh? Coming out farting. You're so fucked.
That's why you like fart jokes.
Yeah, this is also what I realised is that it's a childhood thing. The reason why I find fart and shit jokes so fucking funny is because if you look at an infant, an infant or like a toddler, and they'll fart, they will always giggle and always look around as if like it's naughty. So I was like, oh my God, I'm the fucking infant. I'm the toddler. But it's just because maybe that's my only link to childhood that's joy, that's funny. And I'm like, well, I'm not.
Oh my God, that is the saddest thing you've ever said in your whole life. The only link to joy in my childhood is fart noises. Dead.
I just fucking find flatulence humour fucking funny. Like it's just like I remember first day of school at Howard Fine, and I walked in and I made friends with this guy called Rowan.
And you farted?
No, and we went for a coffee, and I said, oh fuck, I might have to do a shit after this. And he he goes, we're going to be friends.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
that
Like,
is
it's just
funny.
It's human and it's normal and it's
Yeah.
funny and it's like it breaks. I'm so serious in all of my other parts of my world, but when it
Yeah.
comes to that sort of stuff, I'm like, it just breaks the seriousness of it, you know?
At what point in the relationship when you're dating someone do you start farting?
It's been different for any. There's been relationships where I've never like farted or I haven't even like done a shit or like we have separate toilets. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, quiet time. Like,
Yeah.
and I call it quiet time. It's like, it's my own time. Like, leave me alone.
Do you ever think to yourself, like, I had this thought not too long ago. So my partner and I have been together for, we met a year ago, let's just say that. We, very comfortable around each other. But I said to him the other day, I said, I can't imagine not farting in front of you now. Like, what was I doing for the first few months? Like, holding it in and getting a sore stomach?
Oh, I
like,
hate that.
Like, now we're so comfortable. It's like we're playing Monopoly last night and just keep going like it never happened.
That is like the best though. So it's so comfortable and there's
Yeah.
obviously a trust there where there's no judgment. Like that's
Well, I'm traumatic as fuck. So as soon as he farts, I'm like, you stinky little fucker.
you are. Yeah.
I'm like, you stinky poo-poo.
Remember? When was the first time that I farted in front of you?
I don't... Actually, it was on the Gold Coast. Wasn't it on the Gold Coast? In the bed?
I
Yeah.
reckon it was, hey.
And you sort of farted, you're like, and then you looked across like really happy with yourself like this. And I was like, you didn't, did you? And you said, yeah. I said, that sounded wet. Go and wipe yourself.
It's meant to be a
lost
5-minute intro and it's now turned into a whole episode of farting noises. But yeah. My nephew's actually the fucking same. Like Tyrell is like so funny. Like he farts and he just like loses it. Like he.
Do you want to know what my new like favorite thing is when my partner farts, but he pretends that he's starting a motorbike. So he puts his leg up like this and he goes. Seriously, it's amazing. I'm like,
Why do I find it so funny?
it's really funny. He'll be in the kitchen, he'll be like making some food, and then he'll just look at me and go.
Like, where are you going, brother?
And like legit, it's like wow. He gets the noise and the action so perfect. I don't know how he knows what's coming out, but it's quite theatrical.
My favorite thing is farting and Cobra reacts to it.
Oh, don't like he smells it or he hears it. He's like, where is that small animal?
Like both. Like it being really loud that he's just like, what is that?
Oh, like it frightens him. Oh no, he's like just doing his little, he's walking around the house.
He's like, what the fuck is that?
Does he fart bad?
It's so funny because only in the last year or so, I've really, really noticed that he farts and he burps. And I didn't know that dogs, like I hadn't really come close to a dog that burps or farts. And my fucking God, it was so funny. There was this one time we were driving in the car, right? And he like gets up on the window. So his like whole body is like in a standing position. Yeah. And anyways, it was just like quiet, like not even the radio on. I was just driving. And I just heard this little and I was like, and the thing was, the only thing that like made me realize that it was him farting is he looked at his bum.
Dead giveaway. Like, was he proud?
It was so fucking weird. And that
like
was
he scared himself?
Yeah, and that's the first time I've actually heard him fart. Like, obviously I've smelt it, but it was the first time I actually physically heard it, and it was the fucking funniest thing.
Oh my God, that is funny.
And then now he burps so much. Like he'll like burp in my face, and I'm like,
yeah, Cosmo used to do that.
You're feral. Like,
yeah. Do you know what an SBD is?
No.
A silent but deadly fart.
Oh, okay.
So it's one where like you could be reading a book in bed and you just let it out and you're just waiting for it to hit your partner's nose. You're just waiting. And you might kick the blanket a little bit, give it a bit of air pressure. But you act like it didn't happen until they go, ugh, That's
What was that?
disgusting.
Oh no, I've done one of those. I was sick really once, and you know what? This is when I knew that my boyfriend loved me because I was the ex-boyfriend now. But
Yeah.
I was so unwell. Like I obviously had like a sore tummy, and I just like farted. I was upstairs in the bedroom. I didn't expect him to walk in after, right? Like I was just like, oh, fuck it. Like, it's hurting my tummy, like, whatever. And he walked in and he acted like it had smacked him straight in the face, like, as if. And I was, like, already so vulnerable because I was, like, so unwell and so sick. And he was like, oh, you're lucky. I fucking love you. Like, and I was like, I do love you. I'm sorry. Like, I felt so bad, but I was like, fuck, okay, this guy literally loves me because that was actually not. That was inhumane.
I am the dramatic partner. Like, I'm the one who, once I smell it, I run out of the room.
Yeah.
And then I come back in and grab the blanket and full on, like, fan it. Yeah. Like, try and get it out of the room. I'm definitely not the one that's like, it's okay. I'm like, you're disgusting. You stinky.
I think that's the funny thing is, like, there's girls that, like, don't love that type of humor, and then there's girls that have grown up with fucking brothers that have like really had it. Like I've been fucking cupcaked, punched in the face with a fart. I've been slagged on. I've been fucking bitten. Like, you know what I mean? There's those girls that have like really. But to be fair, I would not change that for the world. I don't know if you would, but I feel like I don't know. My brothers like built me up pretty much to be stronger and like to be able to like I don't know.
Yeah, to
hold my own.
To be able to hold your own and let one out.
Exactly, let it rip. But the thing, I fight in front of my brothers. My brothers do the same thing. Like, it's just fucking funny. I just think farts are fucking funny.
They are, and it's funny when you do them in a certain pose. Like,
100%.
For instance, my partner, I'm just letting it all out here. Whenever he wants to fart, he will literally, like, if we're in bed, he'll get up and he'll poke his bum out and he'll fart because, like, it's funny, you know?
I remember the first time I farted in front of one of my girlfriends. It couldn't have been the most perfect, hilarious moment. We were putting up the Christmas tree, our first house together.
The star.
Yeah, no, that is in the moment. And because I was laughing so much, I started farting more. So I couldn't help it. And so I just kept laughing and farting at the same time. And we were in hysterics. I kid you not, that's probably been the one of the times that I've laughed so hard I've nearly pissed myself. Like it was hilarious.
That is funny. I want to know how many listeners do you think turned this off before now?
Fuck knows.
Have pressed skip.
They're like,
from
I
us
don't want to
talking.
listen to you fart. Fuck, no. Who cares? Fuck
No,
it.
it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
I think, you know what, this is the thing that people don't really talk about, and I think it's like funny. It makes it so much more human. Like we're all
totally.
Well, the thing is, when I think of someone really hot, and I'm like, oh my God, and I kind of get not infatuated with them. I'm like, they're so hot. Like, I'm like, how the fuck?
Just remember that they fart.
Exactly. I literally remember that they shit and they wipe their asshole just the same as what we do. So they're not as hot as you think they are. So fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's exactly how I think these days. Is like, yes, you are hot. You know you're fucking hot. But at the end of the day, everyone wipes their ass. And if you're not, I'd be concerned. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for listening to First Things First. If you love what you hear, leave us a rating and a review. And if you want us to cover anything on the pod, reach out via our socials. My handle is at Brooke.Bletton and Matty's is at It's Matty Mills. And we'll see you next week on the next episode.
You're lucky you can only hear us and not smell us.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
God. Dumb dog.
Gotcha.
Bye. Smell my finger, Mel Meninga.
Smell my finger, Mel Meninga.